Good evening and welcome to the Real World Erev Shabbos Nachum. I want to tell you a story that carries within it so much power of Shabbos and so much of Nachamu as well. Maybe a little longer than usual. I promise you it's worth it. Last Friday in Tush. Tush is a little town. It's about half an hour from Montreal, a little shtetl. Tush Chasidim, Tush Rebbe Shlita. A little boy, 8-year-old boy named Shamshi. His father calls him over and says, Shamshi, the grocery store in Tush, they have a policy if you give back a used box. The delivery boxes, the cardboard boxes, they give you $1.50 for each box. So the family had a bunch of boxes stacked up. The father asked Shamshi, go put these boxes in the trunk of the car if you don't mind, and then we'll drive over to the grocery, get a few dollars. Which kid wouldn't want to make a few dollars? An 8-year-old boy, he goes out excitedly with a pile of boxes. His father gives him the keys to the car, he pops the trunk, and he starts putting in the cardboard boxes into the trunk. At one point, he's having trouble getting one of the boxes into the trunk. It doesn't fit nicely. He doesn't want it to get smashed. He wants to return it and get the money. So he climbs into the trunk after the box and tries to just jam it into the corner. Climbs in, slips, falls into the trunk, and boom, the trunk slams on him. Little Shamshi, 8-year-old Shamshi, is trapped in the trunk of his father's car with the keys locked in there. It's dark and it's scary and it's so hot. Last Friday was about 100 degrees, maybe 99 degrees last Friday in Tush. And the kid's screaming, Tati, Mommy, somebody, does anybody hear me? Help me, and nothing. And he's going on and on and on. After a few minutes, Shamshi's father comes out on the porch to see what happened over here. Where's Shamshi? He sees that the trunk is closed. Shamshi's not there. So he figures Tush is a little bit of a bungalow colony. The kids are playing here, they're playing there, there's parks, they're coming, they're going. So he reasons that Shamshi must have seen some friends and gone off to play, and he'll do it later. Still early, it's not Shabbos yet. So he says, okay. The father walks off to the mikveh, he goes, comes home half an hour later, still doesn't see Shamshi. Still nobody's worried because they figure he's playing with the other kids. Shamshi, in the meantime, is in the trunk of the car with the cardboard boxes. He screamed himself hoarse. He has no more kaich. He's covered in sweat. It's 100 degrees. He's in a baking car. The sun is shining bright. He has no more energy. He screamed himself out. He's got nothing left to do. He's very scared. Listen to the cheshbon of an 8-year-old boy in Tush. Shamshi says, tonight is Shabbos. The kid thinks, this little shayfula thinks, I'm probably not going to make it to the Shabbos tonight. I probably won't even be in the world tonight. I'm not going to be here anymore. I'm not going to be at the Friday night table. Now our family, Shamshi's family, are enriches of the Rebbe Amarchla and Advarna. In the family, every Friday night they sing like Nadvarna Chasidim, like enriches of the Rebbe Amarchla. They sing a niggun that Amarchla made up. Shabbos Shalom Vayich. It's a niggun. I promised my children once I'm not going to sing any more in the videos. I would play it. I don't think you're allowed to do music till after Chatzais tomorrow, so bear with me. Shabbos Shalom U'Mevayrach. Maybe you know it, maybe you don't know it. That's the niggun. Shabbos Shalom U'Mevayrach. So the kid sings in the car. He's lying there in the car, jammed in with the cardboard boxes. It's 100 degrees. He has no more kayach, but he's singing Shabbos Shalom again and again. And then he says Shema Yisroel Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times. He doesn't know what else he could do. He thinks it's over for him. Shamshi's lying there. About an hour after he's in the car, Tush, the minhag is they only have Shabbos Bizman. They don't like early Shabbos Binyanim. They like to do it for optimal to be Mikabel Shabbos Bizman. But there is, like in many places, more of an informal, unofficial minyan of early Shabbos for people who have to make early Shabbos for whatever reason. So one of the Yiddish in Tush was going to make early Shabbos, but he didn't want to walk on the main road because he was embarrassed that he was making early Shabbos. He was at a Stram on his Becker show already, and people are going to see it's not so comfortable. So he's walking behind the houses, kind of in the alley. That's where the car was parked. He's walking by Shamshi's father's car, and he feels like he hears something going on in the trunk, like movement, like an animal is trapped under the car or something. So he stops. He's a little intrigued. And he bangs and comes back a faint bang. Shamshi's banging back to him. So he screams, there's somebody in there, and the banging gets a little louder. So he has no fun in him. He runs around to the main street, and he flags down a car. He says, call Hatzalah right away. It happened to be the Rebbe Shalom Tzaddik. There was a Hatzalah member standing right by Shamshi's house, next to Shamshi's house. And he comes running down, and he had an air pump with him in his car, and he was able to open up the trunk of the car, pop the trunk. Out comes Shamshi. Taka covered in sweat. Taka barely able to breathe, but alive. Baruch Hashem, they were able to revive him. And that Friday night, last Friday night, Shamshi still sang with his father, Shabbos Shalom U'Mevayrach from his Zayda, the Rebbe Amarchla. They told the story over to the Heintige Tasha Rebbe, and he said, his take on it was, Tasha Rebbe said, if people would only know, wie mein heilige Tate, how my heilige father, the Tasha Rebbe Zatzal, was standing and watching over the people of the city, they would be amazed that my father is still here, still in Shemayim. The old Tasha Rebbe is still watching over the people. That was the Rebbe's comment. And of course, if that's the Tashu Rebbe's take, that's for sure is true. I just want to share something that touched me from the story, and maybe that can bring us into Shabbos Nachamu. Could you imagine that so long, close to 2,000 years after the Beis HaMikdash is destroyed, we're still able to raise Kinderlach, whose essence, whose identity, whose chinuch is such that tonight is Shabbos, and I have to sing Shabbat Shalom Mevarach for my Zayda. That's why I'm here. That's what we're about. That's life itself. Can you imagine the chinuch? Could you imagine the Shabbos table of parents who imbued their children with this priority? We have to say Shema Yisrael, and we have to sing Shabbat Shalom Mevarach because the world leads me to say Shabbat Shalom Mevarach. Nachamu, Nechama, Rashi says in Chumash is, Vayinachem Hashem machshava achares haisvei, to see things a little differently. Maybe our Shabbos tables up to this point weren't mamish the type that our children are raised with such a sense of what they have to do, of what their mission is, of what they're a part of, what they belong to, of what they carry within them. But we could do it now. We could do it this Shabbos. I go to Shabbos.